Ladies and gentlemen, gear up as we delve into the riveting 2024 World Championship face-off between the formidable Ding Liren, commanding the white pieces, and the prodigious Gukesh D, handling the black forces. In this opening ballet, both Ding and Gukesh maneuver their pieces, aiming for control. Ding's knight jumps, pawn advances, and bishop unleashes, culminating in a kingside castle. Meanwhile, Gukesh aggressively expands on the queenside, unfurling a solid pawn structure and developing his knight. In this riveting encounter, both masters delve into the intricacies of the Zukertort opening, reversed Grunfeld. Strategic pawn and knight play dominate the board. Black captures white's pawn and forces a knight trade. Ding then advances his c-pawn, prompting more exchanges. Gukesh establishes a strong pawn presence in the center, with his knight reinforcing the position. In these enticing variations, black's bishop and pawn play a pivotal role, aiming for central control and stirring up confrontations. The middle game is a complex ballet, with each piece synchronizing to assert domination. Objectively, white keeps a slight edge. In a flurry of moves, Ding's pawn advances and captures, forcing Gukesh's bishop into play. After castling, Gukesh's bishop retreats, while Ding's knight boldly enters enemy territory. The board bristles with tension as both players jostle for superiority. White's knight maneuvers, bishops duel, and pawns advance, fueling tension in all variations. Black's pieces respond energetically, leading to material balance. Despite this, white maintains a slight edge in this dynamic high-stakes position. Gukesh kickstarts with pawn a6, Ding's knight repositions at c3. Black's bishop boldly advances to d4, but white's bishop counters at b2. Black then nudges his pawn to e5. The white queen deepens her control with d2. Unexpectedly, black's pawn thrust to b5 is snapped up by white, seizing a pawn advantage. In the current predicament, black opting for bishop takes white knight on d5 would be a misstep. However, the actual move witnessed was black pawn snapping up white's pawn on b5. Now let's delve into a sub-variation which illuminates why taking the knight with the bishop was not chosen. A flurry of pieces fly off the board as black's bishop snatches white's knight only to be caught by white's bishop. The black queen captures the ensnared bishop, and a knight falls too, captured by a white pawn. A bishop swap ensues, leaving white a pawn to the good with black to move. White, enjoying a pawn advantage, should leverage the queen's versatility and rook's synergy for effective defense and counterattacks. The looming endgame intensifies as black's pieces strive to crack white's solid positioning. Let's now pivot to the actual game progression. In the actual sequence, black captures white's pawn, leading to a knight sacrifice by white. A series of exchanges occur, with bishops and pawns being traded. The position balances out after some rook and queen maneuvers, leaving both sides without any material advantage. Black to move. Amidst equal material, the game is a dance of strategy. White's pawns press forward while black's pieces apply pressure. The tension escalates with pawn captures and daring queen maneuvers. Pawn captures ignite the game with black's aggressive b4 and a3 pushes. White's rook snaps up the a3 pawn. After some careful maneuvering, queens reposition and white strengthens its pawn structure with b4. The battle resumes with both parties holding equal material. Black's turn. With equal material, black has a slight edge due to advanced pawn structure. Potential queen exchanges, rook dances, and bishop maneuvers mark the battlefield. The endgame looms, with black's extra pawn being pivotal. A bold queen capture on b4 by black instigates a sequence of exchanges, culminating in white sacrificing a rook. After some maneuvering, black advances to g5, gaining a pawn advantage. As the dust settles, white's rook eyes the c-file, black's turn. With a dynamic dance of rooks and bishops, black's extra pawn subtly influences the game. Kings, rooks, and bishops position strategically, leading to a balanced yet complex battlefield. Black's turn to move. Black's king steps up as rooks and bishops parry. A check by black's rook initiates a crafty switcheroo with white, leading to a reshuffling. As white's rook patrols the a-file, black's h5 pawn advances. Black's move next. In this equal setting, black's extra pawn adds weight. A dynamic ballet of rooks, bishops, and pawn moves ensues, with kingside action looming. Intrigue continues with black's next move. Black's rook spearheads an aggressive advance, complemented by a g4 pawn push. White's bishop and rook maneuver defensively, while black's king positions itself on h6. The dance continues, with black's extra pawn looming large. With a rook-led assault and pawn advance, black increases the pressure. However, white's active pieces and firm control of the c-file maintain a tense and balanced endgame scenario. Black's turn. Black's king strides forward, instigating a pawn clash that reshapes the battlefield. A rook check forces white's king to g1. Amidst the melee, black's bishop repositions, preserving black's pawn advantage. In this edgy standoff, black's persistent checks and pawn advantage meet white's agile rook and bishop maneuvers. Both sides battle fiercely for control, sustaining a balanced, high-voltage endgame. Black's king and bishop shift tactically, while white's rook checks and retreats. Black's rook secures b2, white's bishop retreats to a8, leading to a blunder. White's rook to f2, escalating the tension and creating opportunities for black. Behold a chess enigma captured in the current diagram, solved by black in game. Pause, ponder, predict. 3, 2, 1. An intense exchange ensues, leading to a bishop-rook swap, followed by the bishops dueling it off. The dust clears with black's king capturing white's bishop, leaving black with a crucial pawn advantage in the endgame. In this heated endgame, white's defensive king maneuvers face black's assertive play, heightened by an extra pawn. The balance tilts decidedly in black's favor. Bravo! With a final flourish, black seals a compelling victory.